We are spot on. What people, thank you so much. To friends, families, spot on. It's Onolapo. And then don't forget to follow your girl here. Like and share, comment. Yes, I want to hear from you. Was I spot on? Was I correct? Let's hear from followers and friends of the show. Yes, few days and where we spoke about how we fared at the World Athletics Championships. You know, and I was trying to also what could have gone wrong. For countries. Kenya did well. Kenya, of course, you know how it is. Kenya did very well. Second behind the US, 7 gold medals. But the thing is this: Kenya also didn't. If you look at the balance of the achievements too, you know, on the women's side, excellent. They did from 800. They won every single gold up until the marathon. On the men's side, Kenya just won the 800. Wanyonyi, yes, really just the way he won in Paris at the Olympics, just managing to very very close race as usual. We were just it's the same way in Paris. Somebody got gold for Kenya, and we're just watching them as they arrived, in Nairobi, and I'm like, what about our own athletes now? When they arrive, what's going to happen? Yes, it was only our beloved Amuson who got the silver. And we had spoken about how, how this, our determination, despite all that she went through, despite the kids or issue and all that, she was able to get that silver. Yes, I was saying that she should also be rewarded for her efforts. Yes, silver, and yes, already people know her as well. And of course, in that event, one of the events that had a shock winner was Kabuji's win. Yes, nobody expected it. I mentioned that the Diamond League winner, Legends of Jamaica, didn't get to the final. I also talked about how maybe athletes are worn out, you know. But in the case of Femke Bow, who won gold again for Netherlands in the 400 meter hurdles, she won every single race she entered, and she still won here or won in Tokyo. So I mean, it depends on her. I also mentioned former adversary, um, the great Sydney McLaughlin Lebron, who we hardly races outside the US. She hardly goes outside the US. Last time I saw her, I think she's in that 400 meter race. When she switched to 400, like how will Sydney cope? Yes, 400 may be easier because they know all this anyway. But in that race, I think she finished about fifth or so. Grand Slam, the one that hosted by Michael Johnson, the great man from the US, the great Olympic champion. But he used to host that. This not this year, Grand Slam. That's why I saw McLaughlin Lebron run. And I'm like, she was still struggling. But now it has paid off. It was awesome. You know, became the second woman with the second place finisher, Olympic champion, Paulino. All of them broke 47 seconds. 14 seconds for the first time in like almost 40 years. After that world record. 47.60. Seems as if everybody can go length. But with the 47.78 she ran, making history. Paulino too deep under 48. But NASA was in third. Nigeria born NASA. Anyway, the fact is this. We hope that Abuso and Nathaniel will finish fourth in African record. They can, be actually rewarded for their efforts because of the system they are in. The system is not. Yes, but I was talking about. I said Kenya. Yes, Kenya did well, but they are also have to find a way to improve on the men's side. I think was it the 500 meters? I think there was only one Kenya. I think it was 500. Eventually won by Kuhoka, the American champion of the 1,005 in the Olympics, was disqualified here in the 1,005, but came to win fast. He won it convincingly. He won it convincingly. But Gracie won gold, who was a shock winner too, in 10,000 meters for the French. Came to take bronze again. The African competition is no longer there. You know, African for on the men's side, though, the women have tried. Kenya is still there. But on the men's side, Kenya, Ethiopia as well. So the Europeans and the Americans with Kuhoka's victory, you know, this year, okay, Tanzania won the marathon for the men, just managing to win. It was a late shot by him beating the German just at the line. what am I trying to say? So all of us have a lot to do. Even Kenya with their with their fantastic housing, second only to the US. You don't have to work on the male side. While for the women, top notch. Pagan, Tibet is there for them. Even the marathon, they won it. Kenya won it. Okay, that's Cherokee. Yes, Cherokee steeplechase. Javi, the Olympic champion in steeplechase, have no answer. You know, or Cherokee, yes, the young lady from Kenya, blew the Olympic champion away. Won it convince. Of course, Javi, though, naturalized from Kenya, now running from Barry. So let's wait and see what happens. So all of us need to work. I mentioned the relays in the other post. How Nigeria used to thrive. We're sure that we get something. But we didn't even qualify for the relays. Yes, there was a mix up in the world relays with China, Chinese embassy saying that. But that particular avenue was just one of the ways we could have qualified for the relays. The other ways, but we just didn't take advantage of it. So Ghana, I think Ghana finished for the men. I didn't even see, was there any other African representation in the relays except the Ghanaians? And they were fourth in the final. Okay, South Africa, okay, couldn't make it. They had to do a run, which I also fought it because they were impeded by Italy. Why would you say they should have just advanced? That's why I see it. South Africa should have been in that 4x1 relay final. South Africa should have been advanced to the final. Not that we don't because they ran against the clock. Against the clock. Unlike the US and Kenya, 4x4, they ran against each other. But South Africa was running against the clock. And it didn't go well. So Ghana was the only one for the all Africa. While Nigeria, they won relays, no show. Other opportunities qualify. So I was not thinking about this. There was no Ophelia that even switched to soccer. We didn't even see her. She was not there. Even though she's now, of course, she has made it clear that she's switching. Or she has even switched. She has switched soccer. So it was only the evergreen Taylor Smith of Ivory Coast that was doing so well that we saw her in the finals for Africa, hundreds and 200s. Jessica Bai was there for Ivory, Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. But the others, I didn't even see. We have to work hard. Though. No, no, no. Let's work hard. Let's work hard because I was looking at it. Even for the men, the Americans have mastered the arts now. Australia, Jessica was there. Oginski was yes was there with our colleague, of course. Odiria managed to get the gold from, but you know how it was. Kili got the gold in Paris for Great Britain. If Great Britain didn't have a good one, yes, I know that they said maybe there will be an inquest or so that the relays were not, or like DP would normally feel, but this time around, just like on the African and Nigeria, we have to see work on this. So good one. I mentioned Botswana earlier how they flourished, and because the public holiday, Botswana was a stand up for Africa. Kenya we knew that would also was would always excel at long distance, but I said only the women did it well this time around. For Botswana, with kind of a shippy and so it was just fitting that they won that gold. Because we had three Botswanans in the final. Mm. The startup performer for the USA. His name escapes me now. He didn't get a medal. The UPS man, he did get a medal for the US. And it was one standard for them in the US at Diamond League. So for Botswana, yes, I said it earlier. So some people didn't show up at all. They waited for the World Championships. You know, they didn't show up at all until when I was talking about the 10,000. I know this. At least that's what would have gone. Would have gone. This time around, we didn't even know who would win. Until 50 minutes, we're still who's going to win this 10,000 meters? Until Grace said, said no, that extra energy for him. But and he also got bronze. Even the Italian ladies who got also medal in 5,000 as well as the 10,000. So we need to work on it. Yes. So kudos to Wanyoni, kudos to Tibet, the Pyongyang, fourth title, 1,005. For the others in the city of Botswana, also. Yes, let's see the Bogo, see what they would go medal, despite the fact that he faltered in the 200 specialty, finishing fourth You know, your allowed was another, just like Mr. Yeah, Jefferson Wooden, yes. But it's not getting the first woman to win three is the great Shelley Fraser Price. In 2013, three gold medals for the US. For Melissa, I was surprised as well. I knew that the Olympic champion will not. That's Video Alfred will not be able to match her because she just kept winning. And like she was saying, I don't want anything yet. Let me win something. There's one something now. World leading times, both in the 100 and it's 100. So it's good. A good moment for the US. But others following have to do go better. It's a long term thing. We saw it. US also always does well. So yes, long term, long term thing. So USA finished with 16 gold medals. Nigeria finished with 27th. And I was like, well, everybody was I was on. She should also be rewarded. Yeah, she should be rewarded. Not only her now, for every one of them. Yes, yeah, because for her and Nathaniel, they didn't go to the final. Even the Angela Jai too go to the final. So it's not easy to get to the final. So she should be rewarded, and even the others as well. But we just didn't bring, put out our best fit. That's what happened. We didn't. This athletics is supposed to be something, because of fact that we don't really need any tools to run. Just take your body there and run. So we've done well. That's why we do well on the track and the field events. That's Nigeria now. It's something we do. We always just go and run. And of course, we also have a improvement to thank legendary Ajunwa, our first gold in Atlanta then, along with the footballers. She did very well. 7-12 historic gold medals. And since then, we don't want gold again. Okay, except the upgraded one, which was the one that failed tests 4x4. So we need to work at it. The Olympics, athletics championships, this is just a mirror. So 2 years time is I think it's China, yeah, China. In 2 years time, the Olympics will be in Los Angeles. Also in 2 years time. No, that's 2028. So what's going to happen. Olympics are yes, that's 2 years time. And then Los Angeles. Okay, I hope that we do better. But those in charge need to wake up and sit up. Why Ophelia left there? She said it. 2500 was not entered. Funding issues. I thought I would see her, but she didn't even show this time around. Mm. Lessons for all. So yes, Tokyo has gone and gone. Of course, kudos to the great Shelly Africa Price of Jamaica, just finishing, with the medal this time around with silver. Just like she got, Osaka, the first showing she had. It was in Japan. She has come full circle. 2007, when she burst out in one stage and winning the Olympic gold in Beijing. That was when we now knew, yes, the star has finally won in Australia Fraser Prize. The Olympic gold was historic. We pictured it in London. Oh, yeah, Lisa. But what I'm trying to say is this. In fact, the US were just lucky. Well, I was watching and I said, why would you put Melissa on the first lane? Mm-hmm. Because Jamaica must be not, they finished second, both in 4x4 women now, 4x4 and 4x1. So if maybe Shikari had gone to switch Melissa, because Shikari was almost hot. She was almost caught. You saw what happened. Canada has been, Olympic champions. They don't miss it. If not Laos, you saw where Laos just went. So I don't know. I think it was the coach in the US team who switched it. Put Melissa at the lead. I think the best runner always be like should always be at the end of the season. So I think it was if not because there was a just this a sort of misunderstanding before the baton was changed for the Jamaican ladies. They would have gone good. Yes, they would have gone good because I looked at it. That's slight. It was called Jamaica. So I'm not a coach, but the best thing is to put your best runner not in front. Last was the leader of now. So why would they? Okay, so good one for the US and all winners. We're waiting for the awards or the rewards for Tugamuso, Nathaniel, Ezekiel, Ajayi, and all those who did well in this particular this World Athletics Championships. Just football, no, football is good. But let's reward other sports. Let's encourage other sports. Let's see what happens. Sorry for Amazon. We wanted to win silver. Put Nigeria on the table and joined 27th. Other countries. South Africa actually won bronze this time, the 4x1, 4x4. Messi finished, I think she finished fourth this time around. She didn't get a medal in the javelin for women and went for silver medal. But she has done well. Close to South Africa, close to her. She's done very, very well. She gets to find out is not easy. Able to qualify. Ask anybody. So that's only for Nigeria now. Even the Kenyan men, you know, Ethiopia. Even I think she has silver in marathon for Asifa. We need to do better. Africa as a whole. Spot on.